PC gaming show Most Wanted will begin shortly. Stay tuned for brand new game trailers, exclusive interviews with game developers, and more exciting announcemements as we count down our list of the 25 most anticipated PC games. Please stand by for an important message from the Council Corporation.
Hello, I'm Midas Whitaker, and on behalf of the Council Corporation, I'd like to welcome you, Dave, to the Council. As a new employee of the Council, please remember we're a normal company. And before you begin your first day of work in this building, not some other secret underground building, but this normal building, please acquaint yourself with the Council's 5 pillars of success. Products, services, science. Normal science, not mad science, okay? It's normal, just normal science. Waste management. And of course, science. It's just normal science. I don't know why I have to keep saying it, it's just normal science stuff.
The Council. To all outward appearances, a completely normal company. But deep beneath its headquarters, there lies a laboratory so secret even DoorDash can't deliver to it. There, a team of outcast scientists conduct clandestine experiments. First, they dabbled in teleportation, but that accidentally opened a portal to hell. So instead, they experimented with alternative energy sources, which also accidentally opened a portal to hell. Then they created a zero-calorie cola that doesn't skimp on taste. Weary of demonic invasions, the Council decided to perform much safer and far more important scientific experiments to determine the most noteworthy and anticipated upcoming PC games.
We're going to kick off the mad science behind the most wanted list shortly. But first, members of the Council have been researching some of the biggest gaming trends in 2024. Let's start with something we've seen a lot of this year. Big budget titles underperforming and little indie games blowing up big. Games like Star Wars Outlaws and Concord were expected to make a big splash but fizzled out quickly. Meanwhile, unexpected gems like Content Warning and Powell became smash hits on Steam. For more, let's throw to the Council to talk about those curious blockbuster busts and underdog breakouts of 2024. Kicking it off for us is PC Gamer's very own Evan Lade. Take it away, Evan.
Thanks a lot, Midas. So to me, this is one of the most interesting trends of 2024, and it's been going on for probably a bit longer than that, but it really came into prominence this year.
Small games have always been where innovation happens, whether it's Dwarf Fortress or Stardew Valley or Minecraft. There are just so many reasons why one designer programmer can make something that a team of 100 either can't or won't.
I think it's funny, the games where you can tell that executives decided to tick boxes thinking it would be the next big thing, even though those trends are late, are the ones that are failing, and the ones that are bringing something new or fresh or kind of retro are the ones that are succeeding.
We expect the biggest game publishers in the world to release successful games. They have the biggest budgets, the biggest development time, marketing, all the bells and whistles. But it doesn't always work out that way. Independent developers are roughly on equal footing, or at least as equal footing as they've ever been.
This new generation of gamers is more hungry for innovation than before. They don't just want the next big thing, they want a new thing.
Helldivers 2 was not a surprise to me as someone who was ready to play that on day one, who played the original game, who played Magicka, who knew what those devs were capable of with co-op and how much they lean into the chaos of it, team killing and all that, friendly fire. If you leave that on, funny shit is gonna happen. And that's the kind of stuff that, in a boardroom, they'd be like, no.
Whether you're AAA or indie, that's sort of the new baseline. We're getting better and better games overall. It's a golden age of sorts. Personally, I'm glad that more people are playing more kinds of games now, and I hope we can all stay curious.
Oh wow, we're definitely seeing a resurgence of those classic style games we know and love. Now, in 2023, Japan had a big year in PC gaming with Armored Core 6, the Resident Evil 4 remake, and Like a Dragon Gaiden. But no one was prepared for just how huge 2024 would be for Japanese games. In the first 2 weeks of January alone, Pocket Pair's Power World sold 12 million copies, becoming the second biggest selling Japanese game in Steam history. And that was just the start. Tekken 8, Like a Dragon Infinite World, Persona 3 Reload, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. I could keep going, but I'm gonna run out of fingers to count on. For more on how Japan is absolutely crushing it on PC, let's take this topic to a few of our council members.
It feels like we're in the renaissance of the Japanese PC gaming sector at the moment. I think Japanese games feel like PC games made for PC gamers, if you know what I mean.
I think the way that Japanese games tell stories, the way that a lot of Western developed games tell stories are quite different. They're not better or worse than each other, but I think it's just such a unique way, especially in JRPGs, where I feel like the focus on like an ensemble cast and the very like fantastical elements and those little like sprinkles of anime influence throughout a lot of games as well, I think is something that I personally really enjoy.
Western media is so neutered and so sterile and bizarre now, and it's like anime and Japanese media is just so alive. It's very clearly like the vision of one really insane person, and they're able to just do something totally nuts. They always throw you into the deep end. They don't give you any preface. You're just like, what the hell is all this crap? Like, they don't care. They just throw you in the deep end.
Japan are invested in the PC market. The number of Japanese gamers using PC is rapidly going up. And a lot of older Japanese games have now made their way onto PC recently.
There are already a bunch of really exciting Japanese games that are lined up. The Freedom Wars remaster, Monster Hunter Wilds coming in February. You've got Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's coming out at the beginning of the year.
It's like Japan are nailing every genre at the moment.
And you can see with the kids now, like they really, really resonate with anime, and they're really left out in the cold with most Western media.
The fact that there's all these different genres of Japanese PC games being so well received tells me that Japan are placing gameplay, like pure, enjoyable PC gameplay, at the epicenter of the games they create.
It crafts. When you're hot, you keep shooting hot.
Sick. Was that Johnny from Health? Proof that just because you're on tour doesn't mean you can't drop into the PC gaming show to talk about your favorite Japanese games. Props. And hey, if you want to impress your friends, make your neighbors jealous, and your mother proud, subscribe to Trendwatch in the link below.
Legal disclaimer, subscribing won't actually guarantee any of the above, but it is still a great new way to keep up with all the hottest trends in gaming, just like the ones we've been discussing today.
Thank you, mysterious voiceover narrator. In addition to counting down the most wanted on today's show, we're also revealing all of the exciting games on PC Gamer's personal wishlist. Let's get started on that right now with a game that's part Lemmings, part colony builder. Settle in for the craftlings.
can simply be anything. I'm gonna be an apple. I'm gonna be a fan. I want to be a okay. Play the plane or a post package. I can simply be anything.
Onto one of the biggest trends in gaming, co-op horror games. Phasmophobia became a smash in 2020, leading to hundreds of thousands of players laughing and screaming in games like Lethal Company and Content Warning, showing us there's nothing friends like to do more than hang out and get scared. We're going to drop into proximity chat with someone who spent their fair share of time in sandbox horror games. What is it with you interns and jump scares? I can't take any more jump scares.
Sorry, Mr. Whitaker, I wasn't trying to scare you. I just wanted to talk about co-op horror games with you.
No. I've played too many of those games where you have to creep around in the dark and get scared, then get killed by ghosts or even giant spiders or something.
Yeah, no, those are all things I really, really like, actually. It's just because we're in an office, so it's not that dark and spooky, so I thought maybe I could talk to you or someone higher up the council about the popularity of these games.
Okay, are you sure there's no ghosts or no giant spiders?
No, no ghosts and exactly 0 spiders.
Fine, let's talk about co-op horror.
Oh, okay, part of me didn't think you were going to say that. Okay, so something cool about these games, which I absolutely love, is that it's like being scared with your friends, and that's almost like
See, there was a spider here. Admittedly, it's dead and it's not a giant spider, but it's right to be cautious. And thankfully, as a result, everyone is absolutely fine. Oh my God, the intern's dead.
Midas was right. Ben was dead. There was no giant spider, but there was a ghost.
We're stopping the show, right? Because he's literally dead.
Midas was dead too. And so was the normal-sized spider, which, as it turns out, was just afraid of Midas as Midas was of it. For more on the co-op horror game trend, we take you now to...
Oh, I've respawned. Hey, I've lost half of my loot, but that's gaming, baby.
Me too. Yay.
Yes, and so did I. But I lost that super sweet high-level jacket, so I'll probably just head off and start the grind for that again.
Before any more ghosts or spiders show up, let's get the council's take on the popularity of co-op horror games.
My gosh, what a year for horror games.
They do a great job of taking a group of players and putting them in a space where that they can laugh, scream, and cry, and create some really memorable interactive moments.
You either have to help your friends or skedaddle and leave to survive and still at the same time.
There's something to me about these games that is very reminiscent of going through a haunted house with your friends and your family, right? Technically, you know you're safe, but there's times that you really are kind of questioning, like, what's going to happen around that next corner.
I think the unique appeal and why they've become so popular is just because of its sandbox nature. They're not that scary. They're very funny, but the sandbox element means that you can just kind of do anything.
While playing Lethal Company, for example, you know, relying on a friend to use a flashlight to peek around a corner to see what challenge that the developers have put in front of you. Now, of course, while you're playing it, you're not thinking about developers, you're not thinking about, you know, your connection. All you're thinking about is what horrible thing is around the corner that could potentially eat me, rip my head off, or, cause me to die.
It's just so much fun having that journey and experience with your friends. Just coming together, doing like these objectives and stuff, but at the same time getting scared together. And this also tests your friendship too. Are you going to be there with your friends, or are you skedaddle and save yourself? That's the best thing about horror co-ops. It's so much fun, but also very, very terrified at the same time.
Horror games aren't the only things to be scared of. Sometimes just reading the system specs of a new game can send chills down your spine. As games get more demanding, gamers look for new ways to improve performance, which takes us to our next trend, upscaling. Upscaling with DLSS and FSR used to be an optional way to achieve higher frames per second, but more and more we're seeing it becoming a requirement for new games, and we don't think that's great news. For more on that, let's overclock this pre-show to Ultra by checking in with some of our experts.
you're having a technological jump with this AI upscaling that allows you to take these frames and blow them up and still make them look good.
It makes complete sense that developers are going to use it. It makes complete sense that gamers would want to use it for free performance. It's just the way that it kind of balances out.
I have 20 graphics cards sitting on a shelf. I've got 18 processors over here. I've got 5 different motherboards. You know, all these things developers have to try and factor in to say, okay, we want to make sure it runs on this configuration. We want to make sure it runs with this graphics card. And that takes a lot of time.
Say you're like really into skiing and you're trying to go down a slope and you want to get under like 2 minutes, but you just can't do it. So you buy better skis and then you nail it under two minutes and everyone on the mountain cheers you, right? Then next year you go back and they've made the course harder and then your skis no longer get you in under 2 minutes. If anything, your skis now feel like they're a requirement for even going down that hard slope rather than a benefit to it. I think that pretty much is kind of where I guess people are seeing how DLSS and FSR and other technologies are being used.
I know what you're thinking. This is awesome. Things can't possibly get any better than this. But this is just the pre-show. Coming up soon, we've got the post-pre-show, otherwise known as the show, where we reveal the 25 most wanted games as voted on by more than 80 industry experts and creators. Way back in the days, by which I mean about 5 years ago, Battle Royale utterly dominated the landscape of gaming. And while BR is still huge with games like PUBG and Apex, the new hotness is extraction shooters. Following the success of genre granddaddy Escape from Tarkov, there are loads of extraction shooters gearing up to drop in, like Ark Raiders, Arena Breakout Infinite, Bungie's Marathon, and Beautiful Light. So what does the future of extraction shooters look like, and will Tarkov keep its crown? Let's start a session with the council to find out.
I think something about extraction shooters really kind of tickles the brain for a lot of FPS players, because a lot of people who are playing Battle Royale enjoyed that idea that you kind of hit the ground, you loot a bunch, and you see where you get. I think extraction shooters take that a step further. So it's, you know, you hit the ground, you loot, and then you retreat back to your tiny little bunker. But I also think that having a little bit of tension, having like your loot on the line every time you get into a firefight is something that just really draws people in. And once you're in, it's really got you, you know?
We totally understand the concept of losing something. So the challenge of facing that against other players, I think that can just be really addictive. Just that idea of running around and looting stuff.
When we talk about extraction shooters, really what we're talking about is Escape from Tarkov. And that is a very specific, well-defined view of how extraction shooters should work. But what I'm really enjoying at the moment is that we start to see slightly different flavors. So Grey Zone Warfare is a little bit more of a kind of like military simulator, a little bit more PvE. I've just played Ark Raiders, which is really exciting. And that's kind of a lot more, you have a lot of movement. It's a third-person game. We're seeing everyone now, as with a multiplayer first-person shooter, you can now kind of pick your flavor a little bit.
Well, that's it from me on my cartoonishly large desk. Stay tuned for the PC gaming show Most Wanted where... Oh, sorry, getting a phone call. Unknown number, nope.
Midas, I'm calling you. Pick up the phone. A little help here?
You suddenly feel compelled to answer your phone.
I suddenly feel compelled to answer my phone.
Midas, at last.
Frankie, what's with the phone call? You know I'm digital, not analog.
Because I'm in the lab.
Well, why is the secret underground lab we built in 2024 filled with outdated equipment from 1976?
For the vibes? Anyway, we're getting ready to start the show down here. Did you tell everyone that on the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted, our council of industry experts will share their picks for the 25 most anticipated PC games?
I was about to, but I got interrupted by a phone call. I was also about to say we've got interviews, trailers, announcements, and a lot more. And it's all hosted by the one and only Frankie Ward. Frankie, that's you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can't talk. I've got to get the show started.
Right, where was I? Oh, of course. Before you lot head down to Frankie in the lab, we've got an exciting trailer for our friends at Husk Rafts. Here is epic spaceflight action shooter Rogue Eclipse.
Thank you for calling the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted. Your games are important to us. For exclusive new trailers, press 1. For in-depth developer interviews, press 2. To speak to a representative, say representative several times at different volumes before giving up. For host Frankie Ward and PC Gamer's 25 Most Wanted games, please stay on the line.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted. I am Frankie Ward, broadcasting our show from a top-secret underground lab where the finest scientific minds of our generation are on the brink of an exciting new technological breakthrough, the invention of a numbered list filled with video games. It's never been done before. Why spend hundreds of millions to build a secret lab to study video games? Because these days there are so many games coming out, you need a wish list a mile high to keep track of them all. Did you know that by the time I finish this sentence, 14 more games will have been added to Steam, and 8 of them will be hidden object games about cats? To come up with a definitive list of the most exciting and anticipated PC games on the horizon, we've assembled a team of more than 80 talented game developers, prolific content creators, and expert critics. We gave them one assignment: dive into the ocean of upcoming games and catch the biggest and best games worthy of your attention. Today, those 25 scientifically selected games will become PC Gaming's Most Wanted. And by the way, we've got a lot more than 25 games to show you. We'll also be revealing some of the awesome games on PC Gamer's very own wishlist. Not only that, we travelled far from our secret lab this year to talk directly to game developers at their studios. So we'll be bringing you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the exciting games they're creating. Right, get ready, because our biggest show ever is about to begin. Let's get this show started with our first look at some of the awesome games on the PC Gamer wishlist.
The life of a merchant should be easy. Yours is not. And yet, you want more. You seek wealth. A golden future for your friends. Does your ambition meet no end? Tell me, little merchant, how much can you take?
Wow, that is 2 world premieres right out of the gate, and the show just started. This is what we do here, folks, and we don't have any plans to slow down.
Good morning, crew. How is everyone doing today? Business as usual, it seems. Pirates inbound! We're out of juice! Hey, Captain. Is this an old friend of yours? That didn't go to plan now, did it? Let's load up and try again.
In the shadowy depths of a forgotten laboratory where gadgets whir and whistle, a not-so-secret society of over 80 gaming luminaries gather for one purpose: to select PC Gamer's list of the top 25 most highly anticipated upcoming PC games. So, who is on this council?
I'm Brian Wanya with Tripwire Interactive, and I'm on the council.
I'm Anna Demetrio. I'm a content creator and a voice actor, and I'm also a member of the council.
Hello, netizens. It is I, Day 9, a member of PC Gamer's Council with a capital C.
Hello, gamers. I'm Tanya Short, the lead of Kit Fox Games. I am in my 2nd year in the council.
Welcome, gamers. It's me, Die Hard Diva, horror enthusiast, content creator, and your newest member of the council.
Enough appetizers. Let's get to the main course, the first entry on our most wanted list. Remember, all the games on our list were selected and voted on by more than 80 industry experts. Here's the council's pick for number 25 of this year's most wanted countdown.
Number 25, Judas.
It's Dash from Tech Radar Gaming. Back in 2007, BioShock blew everyone away by really pushing the envelope for video game storytelling. Now, Judas, which is coming from BioShock creative director Ken Levine, looks like it's going to do that all over again in 2025. You've got 3 conflicting characters on board a giant crumbling spaceship, where every decision affects the trajectory of the narrative. Which one are you going to side with? Whose ideals do you agree with? These are the kind of questions that I can't wait to sink my teeth into when it arrives. Of course, the story is just part of the picture, as it's also got an absolutely kick-ass art direction too. Everything from the ship's dilapidated halls to its colourful inhabitants just looks incredible. When you throw in legions of terrifying robots to defeat with a combat system that mixes guns and supernatural powers, there's an awful lot to get excited about.
Number 24, Killing Floor 3.
Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you on behalf of everyone at Tripwire. A massive thank you to our fans, and thank you to PC Gamer. To be included in the 25 most wanted games of 2025 is an absolute honor. We're incredibly excited, flattered, honored. I'm just repeating words now. That's how excited I am. But we're excited and we wanted to say thank you. So we're going to show you an exclusive look at one of our classic Zeds reimagined for Killing Floor 3.
Podría ser un problema.
Killing Floor 3 is utter co-op carnage, and I cannot wait to grab my friends and splatter some Zeds. Before we get too deep into our most wanted list, I want to help you keep track of all the great games we're showing you today. Just head to our Steam page at PCGamer.com/wishlist and you'll find every game from today's show. Speaking of lists, let's scroll through PC Gamer's overstuffed wishlist for something new. You've heard that money makes the world go round, and that's triply true in our next game, which mixes up a fantasy city builder, a GOG game, and a real-time strategy, all in the same pot. Here's Gold Gold Adventure Gold.
Coming up in the show.
하루가彼方へ声かすんでくまで星になるんだと叫び続ける赤い夕焼けによく線香を見たんだ金色光る青春の星座このメロディー聞いてきっと数から星にも届く止まらない僕の革命だだからさ今回次回毎回倒されても立ち上がって戦い続ける僕が世界を変えるこれはレボリューション
So Starlight Revolver is an ARPG like Diablo, but instead of demons and monsters, it's magical anime girls and minigames. That's going to the top of my list. Up next, you know how they say, take only pictures, leave only footprints when you're going into nature? Well, let's tweak that a tiny bit to take every creature, leave smoking craters. Strap on your jetpack, grab your space lasso, and prepare for revenge of the savage planet.
Together, we will get back what they have stolen from us. Kindred will rise again. Tell Tweed to back off, or we are going to rain righteous fury down on him.
And on that day, everything was taken from us. So many lost, so much effort, in vain. All we had built, gone. Faded away. But beyond the destruction, frightened and alone, we found each other. Now, together, we're discovering new horizons. Every foundation laid, every spark ignited, every connection made builds something new. Our journey led us to these stars, and from the fragments of the past, we will forge a better, brighter tomorrow.
I wake to the warmth of the waxing salt sun, and before I draw breath, it sidewinds to the beetle moon. I muse on my many selves, think on the jewels I've loosened from the lime, and all the myriad forms space and time have lathed me to. I dream of the sky shelf and its cosmic tilt, the movers that ferried strangers across stellar gulfs and toward their numinous ends. The earth falls away to light and dust, and I dream no more. Now we become the specters that peopled the caves of Cud.
It's been a long time coming, but well worth the wait. Caves of Cud is one of our favourite roguelikes, and its 1.0 release is out right now. Next up, we've got...
Sorry to interrupt, but the Council's deep orbit satellite is picking up a transmission. Looks like it's coming from the planet Draga in the Virgo constellation, 60 light years away. No, wait, scratch that. It's coming from Los Angeles.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That's 2 times I'm going to say it. Beverly Hills Cop refers to Billy Rosewood, not Axel Foley. In fact, Axel Foley says the line, Billy's a Beverly Hills Cop, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 33 seconds into the first movie. Case closed.
Was that streamer, game developer, and PC gaming show host Sean Day9 Plot talking about Beverly Hills Cop?
Yes, to all of the above.
It should not be legal to call a meal a shrimp feast if it has less than 8 shrimp. That's not a feast. It's not even a fest.
Sean, hello.
Oh, Frankie, I didn't see you there. Oh, and disembodied voice of Amelia Tyler. I didn't hear you there either. Hi.
Sean, what are you doing exactly?
Well, I'm not hosting the PC gaming show Most Wanted this year, so I thought, why not explore other art forms? You know, outside of looking seductively into a camera while I talk about video games.
So now you're a movie vlogger and shrimp critic?
We prefer the term shrimp journalist.
Okay. Will you promise to leave movies and shrimp alone if I let you talk about a video game while looking into a camera?
Oh, golly, do you mean it, Dr. Ward?
Well, why not? Just make sure the viewers know I'm the star of the show.
Number 23, Control 2.
Now, I know we all like working from home, but there's one office we all long to return to. The Federal Bureau of Control. We're still a little light on the details of Remedy Entertainment's Control 2, but if you've played Control 1, you know why I'm excited. Control 1 had brilliant execution on some familiar third-person action mechanics, except it took kind of a mysterious SCP Foundation-style twist with telekinetic mastery, flinging objects at enemies, and more importantly, a brilliantly realized world with mystery around every corner. Control is the kind of game that even for someone like me that doesn't play a lot of shooter games, I couldn't wait to keep learning more about the world and what Remedy had created. And so, if you're like me, we're all dying to return to the oldest house for some more telekinetic fun.
Here's one for your wish list. In Crescent County, witches go high-tech with jet-powered motor brooms in a life sim and racing game that delivers itself to number 22 on our most wanted list. Crescent County.
Hello and welcome to this very narrow green screen where we are saying a huge thank you for voting Crescent County one of PC Gaming Show's most wanted for 2024.
Ever since we announced this summer, the reception's been incredible. It's been amazing to see all the fan art.
And fan fiction.
And all the fan music.
And honestly, just seeing the reception, meeting people at Comic-Con and spending time seeing people resonate with the, core concepts of Crescent County, like making deliveries, racing your friends and kissing them on the mouth.
We can't wait to show you a bit more of the game. A lot of the cool modifications you can make to your broom, all the cool little shortcuts around the island.
And all the general mischief that you can get into too. So if that sounds like your vibe, we'd love it if you could join us on the Discord. We've got something in the works we're very excited about, but we also really want to show people more about the process of game dev as we think it's really important.
So yeah, follow us on social media and we hope we can get this in your hands very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, sorry, we totally changed our minds. Our first playtest is going to be on Steam and Itch on the 8th of December.
One, you're an outlaw. 2, you have your own spaceship. 3, you have a misfit crew to manage. Do I even need to go on? Cyberpunk RPG Citizen Sleeper 2 Starwood Vector rolls a handful of dice and lands at number 21 on our most wanted list.
I think the thing that I really want to emphasize with Citizen Sleeper 2 is that it is a narrative game, and it is all about meeting characters, and there's a lot of text involved, a lot of reading, but actually it really is a role-playing game. And in Citizen Sleeper 2 especially, that means that your choices and the way that you decide to use the dice rolls and the way you react to your luck and your fate in the game is really, really important. You have to deal with bad luck all the time, with failure, with stress and all of these things, and I think that's what makes the game really exciting and engaging. I think the thing that I'm trying to do differently with Citizen Sleeper 2 is really emphasize the mechanical aspects of the role-playing. I think the first game did a really good job for players who are really into role-playing, but I think for the second game I wanted to have much more mechanical elements supporting that. So the new dice system, the new stress system, glitching your dice, breaking your dice, all of these structures, they kind of create much more gameplay around the body of the sleeper, what it means to be like an android whose body is falling apart because they're escaping the corporation that made them. You're really getting to see that in the mechanics, but also in the story, this way that the sleeper's really struggling with this very human thing, which is this strange unknowability of our own bodies, that they are both something that we are, and they're integral to who we are as people. But they're also something that we don't exactly know how they work all the time, and we don't know what they're doing all the time. We just kind of feel their effects. Qualities that I really tried to bring into Citizen Sleeper 2 and maintain, even though you've got the crew, you've got the ship, you're traveling around, it's kind of like the human scale sci-fi, and really the intimacy with the characters, but also the intimate quality of the writing and the experience of kind of being in the body. It's kind of almost like a kind of emotional realism that the game tries to have. So I think that's been really important. Working on a sequel is definitely a different kind of challenge to working on an original game. You know, the game is already in the world, it already has fans, people have expectations, and when you're adding new ideas, you're kind of thinking all the time about the audience. Oh, they're gonna love it when they get to this bit, when they see this, and especially like having returning characters and having things happen in the same universe has been really exciting to just know that I'm dropping all these little golden pieces of moments that will connect to people. It feels really special to still be telling this story through the PC Gaming Show and to be voted one of the most wanted games. I think because when we had that first wake-up sleeper moment on the PC Gaming Show, it was the first moment of kind of like putting it out in the public eye and having people react to it. I really wasn't sure people would love the game. And especially because I was experimenting with taking ideas from outside of games, from tabletop games, and bringing them into games. And it turns out everyone was like, yes, this is something we really like. We really want you to do this. And so, yeah, it became really important to me to make a sequel. I hope you enjoyed this look at Citizen Sleeper 2. Wishlist the game on Steam, and will be coming out in early 2025.
If you're keeping score, we've just revealed our first 5 most wanted games. At number 25, we had Judas. Breaking through with more guns and gore than ever before, it's Killing Floor 3 at number 24. Control 2 warps to number 23. Crescent County charms its way into number 22, and Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector takes launch at number 21. Right, let's get back to our wish list for our next game. We couldn't afford to take a rocket into the distant regions of deep space, so we did the next best thing. We took a trip to Iceland to talk to the makers of space survival MMO Eve Frontier.
Eve Frontier is a survival game set in space, with a focus on self-reliance, moment-to-moment gameplay, and unlocking third-party development with an inclusive business model. I think it's bordering on survival horror almost, in this huge, vast, empty universe with the rotting vestiges of an old civilization that grew too large and eventually collapsed. We're focusing really on the exploration. They'll be able to go vast distances, and in order to do so, they'll really have to prepare for that journey. They'll have to take resources with them. They might be able to survive out in the cold, in the wilderness. There'll be places where people choose to gather because there's an abundance of natural resources. Much like in our real life, we expect people to do the same with their digital civilizations. The combat in Eve Frontier is more focused on moment-to-moment gameplay, where what you see in the space scene around you really matters. With occlusion and line-of-sight mechanics, you might not know what's behind the next rock, you might not know who is waiting for you, or perhaps how many reinforcements they have when you're setting your trap. It means the action's a little bit faster, more decisions that you have to make in the heat of the moment with imperfect information, and that will lead to some emergent gameplay I'm absolutely sure of.
When you are in space and you're flying around, just feel like you're just a small speck trying to navigate your way through this vast expanse of an ancient relic of a civilization that was there before you. Using blockchain technology also lets us open up this universe to a layer where other players will be able to modify and co-create this universe with us.
CCP's always worked with third-party developers. It's part of what makes EVE Online so good at what it does, and we have just taken that and amplified it with EVE Frontier. It's open source, and that means that you can go in and you can program directly into the game with our Smart Assemblies features.
Smart assemblies are structures in space that you as a player will be able to modify using code that you are writing and then deploying onto the blockchain.
You can think of it kind of like modding on a traditional game. You can play the original game as it came. You can then start getting truly independent third-party mods. And finally, you can actually build your own if you set up all the development environments and really get into the nitty-gritty.
Some of the things we've seen players do in our earlier playtests include building a self-functioning tournament system, automated markets. We had gates that people were building to rebuild the universe itself. The scope is really endless with what they can do.
But rest assured, you will not need to have any knowledge of coding if all you want to do is to just explore and play in the frontier. In the frontier, everything is underpinned by digital physics. Very much in the same way that when we're walking around, when we are throwing things, putting glasses on tables, we don't think about how gravity is pulling us down. Within the virtual universe that we're creating together on eFrontier, blockchain is that physics layer that helps us to enshrine these rules to make sure that they are beyond anyone's touching, even ours at CCP.
When we were building EVE Online, we decided to build on top of a database. Our choice of a database was hotly contested, at least in this community of people making MMO-like games. And never did we really position the game. EVE Online, the first database game. And we're not really looking to do that with eFrontier either. It is not really a blockchain game, no more than EVE is a database game. We're just being very explicit about it because it is a hot topic and we don't want to hide it away. It does use many stuff. A blockchain is involved, for sure. But it's more about the fact that it is distributed and not centralized. This is more like a peer-to-peer system where everyone can mod the server state in accordance to digital physics we have enshrouded into the world.
An example of digital physics could be as simple as item locality. If an item exists, it has a location, it cannot be messed around with. Other examples are that every action has some sort of energy cost. For example, if you've mined an asteroid or you've mined the player who was mining the asteroid with your guns, suddenly you've got resources and that has cost you some sort of energy to do that. It's something that means that you can't just perpetually fly around forever without eventually running out of energy. You will need to stop and do something. That makes the universe feel substantially bigger than infinite free travel, for example.
You should be able to observe these rules, and the digital physics are always there, always reliable. You will find that the environments themselves are influenced by these, giving completely different types of gameplay.
And this means that there'll be different areas of space that feel very different to play in and have very different effects and resources and threats, of course. Our motto is, we create virtual worlds more meaningful than real life. And EVE Online has been running for more than 22 years now, and it is a virtual world that thousands and thousands of people choose to inhabit and find very real meaning in. We want to build eFrontier such that as time goes on and it becomes more and more decentralized, the people who actually choose to inhabit and find meaning in this virtual world can control it and to such an extent that it can't be shut off. They choose to be here, they choose to live here in this virtual world, they should have a say in it. And eventually the true long-term goal with open sourcing the Carbon development platform, the ownership of the game itself will essentially reside in the citizens of the frontier.
We're really excited for you to join us on the frontier. To get your hands on Founder Access Packs, which are available right now, head on over to efrontier.com.
PC Gamer and 2K have partnered together for a historic event, the Civilization 7 Across the Ages sweepstakes. Thousands of fans voted on the Civilization age they were most excited to see recreated into a custom, one-of-a-kind PC. The choices were Antiquity, Exploration and Modern, and your voices were heard loud and clear. The winner was the Modern Age. Over the course of the next few months leading up to the launch of Sid Meier's Civilization 7 on February 11th, PC Gamer, in partnership with 2K Games, will be building this unique PC and giving it away to one very lucky sweepstakes winner. The winner will also receive a $2,500 travel voucher so they can visit a real wonder of the world before building it in Civilization 7. And even if you didn't win, we'll be releasing a video showing exactly how this beautiful Civilization 7 PC was built, so you'll still get to watch Civ history in the making. Great games come from anywhere. That's the motto of publisher Midwest Games, and to prove it, they're showing off not one, but two of their upcoming titles. Let's open up PC Gamer's wishlist again for mystical action-adventure The Legend of Babu and the world premiere of Wild West Souls-like Tomb Water.
My dearest child, this island offers everything you may need in your precious life. Vast forests, roaring rivers, and mountains of rock and ice. You are old enough now to know that for every bit of goodness in this world, an opposing force exists. In the heat of the earth resides a darkness you cannot fathom. Demons as old as time, my child. Do not doubt, even a light like yours can be tempted by the dark. You must always choose good. And that I know you will. Sepe, be resilient, be resourceful. Be brave, my son. Stay in the light, with Babu by your side. And may the magic of this island protect us all.
Ah, the accursed town of Tombwater. Tell me, lone gunslinger, why have you come to this decrepit settlement? Monsters roam the streets, and horrors lie beneath. There's something sinister in the soil. A curse that's hidden under it all. No one leaves Tombwater alive. And it won't be long until you succumb to the madness.
From the American Midwest, we now take you to Amsterdam to catch up with Brendan Green, creator of the most played game on Steam ever, PUBG. Green's next project somehow sounds even bigger than that. He's creating a simulated planet that's the size of an actual planet. Let's head to his studio, PlayerUnknown Productions, to get a little tiny glimpse of the big new world they're building.
When I first announced Prologue, I was trying to make a larger open world experience than most people had made. And we found a way to do that using machine learning technology, using natural Earth data to generate these worlds from latent space. And we essentially reinvented how you create these worlds. We have a 3-game plan, and it's about iteration for us. It's starting small with Prologue, which is a prototype of an idea. We'll use early access to build on that and make it into a full product. It allows you to have a new map to play on every time you press play. A large 8x8 map where we have put a simple survival loop, get from one side of the map to the other side of the map with some difficult weather along the way.
It's not just raining and moody. It's not just an aesthetic thing. It's not just that the player is cold and wet. Suddenly now, oh wait, mud forms, rivers can go up. If you die, that's it.
We're also working on Melba, which is our in-house engine. We're putting this into the hands of the community in something we're calling Preface Undiscovered World. It's a very simple experiment where we have an Earth-scale planet and some simple systems to allow you to explore it.
I don't believe in technology developed in vacuum. It's why we have Preface, which is more about attacking the scale, so we attack the problem from both ends. Preface, it's already on Steam, so you can go there and download a Preface and discover the world.
I really want to involve the community early on because this is going to be a 5 or 10 year journey. Prologue will be available on Steam coming in Q2 next year.
Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. So you're interested in becoming a war mage? You think you've got what it takes? Protecting the Rift is just something brave war mages like me are born to do. We do it for good reason. Trust me, when these green and uglies gets through, baby eating, town pillaging, loitering, it's a whole thing. Anyway, when you can't get old Maxie, no one protects the Rift better than these war mages. Look at these brave heroes. They're awesome! Must have had a good teacher. Each one of them's got their own special war mage powers. Like this. Or this. Whoa! Look at that! They even have their own unique weapons and traps. But as you can see, it's not just one trap they're working with. It's a whole lot of traps. They even get to make themselves stronger during missions. How much more powerful can 1 to 4 war mages get? And once the dirty work is done, these brave warriors relax in the safety of the Order Fortress. Here you can buy and upgrade traps, improve your weapons and abilities, or select the next mission and head into battle. When choosing where to fight, you'll want to pay attention to the rift distortions, the weather, and even the time of day. All these things can change the way every mission plays. You know, looking at these war mages really gets me thinking. They're pretty good, but let me show you how it's really done.
That is a lot of orcs. But luckily, you've got loads of new ways to kill them. And this time you can play with up to 4 of your friends. Orcs Must Die Death Trap springs into action in early 2025. Do not go anywhere because we've got a lot more great new games to see as our Most Wanted countdown continues.
Number 20, Perfect Dark.
The Perfect Dark gameplay trailer looked amazing, but that's not the only reason I'm excited about it. Look, I'm an old school gamer, so retro N64 GoldenEye is one of my favorite shooters ever. We're talking the characters, the level designs, the missions. That game is immaculate. But I missed out on Rare's next treat, Perfect Dark, and I was always intrigued by the lead protagonist Joanna Dark, and I loved the whole alien conspiracy thing. Seeing Perfect Dark's fluid gameplay, Joanna's traversal, which is giving me Mirror Edge vibes, and stunning graphics, and it's just given a perfect blend, and that's why I'm hyped.
Number 19,
Nox has landed. Our eyes see everything. Coordinates loaded and spec'd. Hardware ready to operate at maximum kill potential.
A warrior like you is always a part of the holy flock. Should have never come here. Gate Ripper! Getting zero!
Yeah, I'll help in a sec. Hardware destroyed.
God protects me.
Fire mission underway.
Neutralized. Rip it apart!
Death takes my enemies. Touching them up. These dogs got by. Taking fire. Incoming.
Enemy hardware.
They keep coming.
There's nothing more important than family. And who would know that better than the makers of Mafia: The Old Country? Here's a message from the developers at Hangar 13 that you can't refuse. Number 18, Mafia: The Old Country.
Hi everyone, we are hard at work right now at Hangar 13, finishing up Mafia: The Old Country, and we can't wait to share more details with you, but we wanted to say thank you so much for voting for us. We really appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Number 17, Dune Awakening.
Hi everybody, my name's Joel Bylos and I'm the Chief Creative Officer on Dune Awakening here at Funcom. And I'm here to express a heartfelt thank you for us being on your most wanted list. 2024 has been a huge year for Dune, from the movie in the beginning, to our first gameplay reveal in the middle of the year, and now our huge ongoing beta, where thousands of players are battling it out on Arrakis. Now, if you aren't there already, the best way to get in is to go to our website and wishlist Dune Awakening on Steam. And we look forward to seeing you when the game launches in early 2025.
Wow, I have never been so excited about crash landing in a desert. It was lovely to hear from the folks at Funcom, and I am definitely looking forward to exploring Arrakis in 2025. PC Gamer wants to know what you think, and since we can't read your minds, not legally anyway, follow the link on your screen to take the PC Gaming Show viewer survey. Trust me, it's much easier than trying to communicate with us telepathically.
Welcome, new games tester. You're on the brink of an unforgettable experience in the A-level testing program. Imagine a reality that feels limitless, worlds brought to life by bleeding-edge immersive technology.
We are legally obliged to mention that the program has a 68% survival rate.
But how about we take a look at some employee benefits awaiting you as a valued tester? Full dental coverage, social office atmosphere, personal medical insurance, work from home opportunities, generous bonus scheme, the eventual total dissolution of your ability to discern the virtual from the
Not going to lie to you, this is worse than I expected. Gate is cleaning house, and we are the dirt. I had no idea that they had gone this far.
If it could have gone worse, I don't see how. Maybe you can get us out of here.
Maybe they overestimate us. Maybe not. This was the last thing I expected, but now we're here. We must do something. I hate to think what will happen if we fail.
Definitely works in a secret underground science lab, I sure am glad we've never had a containment breach like in Abiotic Factor.
Warning. Containment breach like in Abiotic Factor. All scientists are at risk of exposure, or worse, talking about what they've witnessed. You know how scientists love to gossip.
Sounds serious. I'd better check the employee manual. Okay, let's see. Interdimensional invasion protocols, Skynet self-awareness failsafes. Did you know Jorts are banned on casual Fridays?
Don't lose focus.
Right, okay, here we go. What to do in the event of a containment breach. Activate scenario Epsilon.
Confirmed. Dispatching covert agents to mind-wipe scientists.
Crisis averted. Oh, but how do we keep those covert agents quiet? For phase 2, enable Operation Larkspur.
Dispatching Black Ops specialists to tranquilize covert agents.
But now the Black Ops specialists?
Releasing mutated weaponized bees to eradicate Black Ops.
This is gonna take a while.
You said escape was impossible, but somehow a test subject got out of the trial environment. But what concerns me is she hasn't tried to escape the facility. Oh, she's here. Somewhere behind the walls. In the ceiling. Planning what is the question. And God help us when we find out.
Wait for my word. Be ready. They're gonna pay for what they did to us.
Releasing nano-terminators to eradicate teleporting anacondas. Sentient acid deployed to eat through nano-terminators. Cloning janitors to clean up sentient acid. Releasing zombie virus to eliminate cloned janitors. Importing scientists to cure zombie outbreak. Releasing more things.
Wait. We're back to just having scientists in the lab again, right? Can't we just stop here?
But the next one is really fun and super gross.
I'm tempted, but we should probably get on with the show.
Fine. You know, you used to be cool. You've changed.
Let's get out of the lab and into a place where nothing terrible has ever happened. A magic school for children. Here is number 16 on our most wanted list.
Number 16, Witchbrook.
Even though we don't know a huge amount about Witchbrook right now, it is definitely a game worth keeping on your wish list if you love things like Stardew Valley, Potion Permit, any sort of life sim meets social RPG. In this game, we are the resident witch of Mossport, which is the town the game is set in, but instead of just being thrown in with no idea what to do, we enroll in Witchbrook itself, which is this cool, edgy sort of magic college that helps us develop our skills as the resident witch. So during this time, I imagine we'll be learning new spells, just learning how to harness our abilities, all of this fun stuff, while also developing relationships with the town folk to complete little missions, little deliveries, all sorts of stuff that is perfect for anyone who's looking for the next sort of cozy-ish game with a little bit of edge to it. During the relationship stage with these people, we'll also get to do things like go on dates, which is really exciting for anyone who, like me, loves the romantic side of like life sims in general. So we don't know when it's coming out. It's just coming soon at the moment, which does give us a lot of chance to learn a bit more, sort of see some trailers. We've seen a couple screenshots that give it this super cozy autumnal vibe. But yeah, hopefully this is the next cozy game worth keeping an eye on, because it certainly looks that way right now.
Coming up, you better make a little extra room on your wish list, because we've got a lot more new games to show you. Take a look.
The planet-wide blackout was evolutionary. The robots began the impossible. They changed. They grew. They began to feel. Life has come too quickly to the mechanical shell of human creation. Now, you must shut it down. Or set it free. Robots at midnight. Wishlist now.
What the hell happened to these people?
Please! Oh God, help me!
What the hell have you people been doing down here? I thought you said there weren't any more survivors.
Nothing's changed. We stick to the plan.
This place is falling apart! Water's flooding in! Oh my god!
Shoot it! Stay away from the water. They come from the water.
Deepest fear there. Once again proving that going to the bottom of the ocean always results in monsters. At least you can stop holding your breath for the next game on our most wanted list. We had to wait for more than a decade, but the beloved series is finally back. Kick flipping into number 15 on our list, here's Skate.
Number 15, Skate.
Hey there, friends at the PC Gaming Show. I'm Jeff Seamster, head of creative at Full Circle, and I wanted to stop by to say how thrilled we are to have Skate named as one of the games you're most excited about. We're pretty excited too, and with early access coming in 2025, we can't wait to get all of you skating the streets of San Amsterdam. A huge thank you to everyone involved in choosing Skate as one of your most anticipated titles and for all of your continued support for our game. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished so far, and we couldn't do it without all of you. We're so grateful to our community of fans, new and old, and to the Skate insiders who have joined us on this wild ride. Thank you again from all of us at Full Circle, and we'll see you in Sandvan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, PC Gaming Show.
Thank you, Skate community. We are just as excited as you are.
Thank you.
We can't wait to skate with you in San Amsterdam.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'm so stoked to play with everyone soon.
You came to the trials driven by great ambitions. Many challenged you to battle, and several elemental masters, each wielding great power, taught you the secrets of the elements. You think you have seen much, but you have seen nothing. You have yet to set foot in the towering peaks that guard a forsaken castle, a realm under the dominion of the King and Queen of Turmoil. If you still dream of becoming the Wizard of Legend, your journey in the trials has only just begun.
It's usually not a great idea to follow the instructions of a mysterious disembodied voice, unless it's my mysterious disembodied voice. Visit PCGamer.com/wishlist for the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted Steam page, where you'll find all the great games from today's show in one convenient place. Now, back to the show.
Then fell the mournful Mother Stone, and then came the invader, bewitched by the Mother's song. The Scots, defiant, proud and braver, gathered to reclaim their land's favour. Under thundering thrums the highlands quailed, under siege the Mother's lament wailed. When at last the chaos of battle did ring, when at last their freedom they would bring, through blood, fury, and bone, their legends would sing, and they would fight the sorrow, while fell the tears of metal.
$8:05. Time to dump the waste.
Well, working class Joe, should have picked a different career path. It's all down from here.
Is that tight enough?
Please
don't. Don't what?
They're all parasites. Humanity can do anything. Look what that gave us.
I didn't. Well, you did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Enjoy the view with your friends.
Number 14, Project 007.
We know close to O about Project 007 at this point, but I have absolute, complete and total faith that it's going to be a standout success. I mean, there is not one studio I would trust more in making a spy game than Danish developer IO Interactive, best known for the Hitman games. I mean, you could take the Dartmoor level of Hitman 3, mod James Bond into it rather than Agent 47, and you'd pretty much have a perfect demo for what Project 007 should look like, in my opinion. What we do know is that it's a Bond origin story, so that's right, we may finally find out why James Bond likes martinis shaken and not stirred.
I think Project 007 is a perfect fit for IO Interactive, and I'm not just saying that because our scientists are part of the same union as James Bond's tech-savvy engineers. Revolutionary technology, experimentation, illegal genetic testing. Our friends at Intel may not approve of everything we get up to down here 10 miles underground, but they do share our passion for innovation. Let's hear what Intel's been working on for our gaming rigs.
It's Nax, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to build your very first PC. First thing you're gonna need is, of course, your processor. Today we're using the Intel Core i5-14600K, and then you're gonna want your cooling for your processor and for your entire build. So we're going air-cool for our processor, and we also have our fans, which we're gonna be installing in the case. As for our graphics card and motherboard, shout out to ASRock for providing us with these parts. For the graphics card, we do have the Intel Arc A770, and for the motherboard, we have the Z790 Nova. And then you're gonna want to have your RAM, your storage, and of course, a power supply unit. The first thing that we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be installing the processor. So we are using an ASRock Z790 Nova motherboard. Now this is compatible for the 12th, 13th, and 14th gen processors from Intel, which will make it easier if you guys wanna upgrade in the future. The good thing about the 14600K is that it has 14 cores with 6 performance cores and 8 efficient cores. So the thing is, when you create a build, you want to create a balanced build where the graphics card has a cohesive relationship with the processor. And the processor that we're using, which is the 14600K, goes hand in hand with the ASRock Intel Arc A770. All right, and there you guys have it. I hope you guys are inspired to build your very own PC. It was easy, wasn't it?
Captain's log, November 16th, 1937. It has been 3 days since the quarantine across Enceladus was announced. We will survive, and we will endure.
So in Darkwater, something went horribly wrong in an underwater colony? Again, I'm shocked. Next up on PC Gamer's wishlist, you'll inherit a sprawling mansion filled with mysteries. It's one of the most intriguing puzzle games we've seen in a long time. Here's Blueprints.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear.
Bunker down, because our most wanted list continues. Unravel the mysteries of the quarantine zone in survival FPS Atomfall.
Number 13, Atomfall.
Hi, my name is Ben Fisher. I'm head of design at Rebellion. Thank you so much for including Atomfall in PC Gaming Show Most Wanted. We can't wait for you to play the game next year. But for now, here's a sneak preview.
My name's Molly. You got out to trade? I got bits and bobs for sale. Please be careful. It's more dangerous than you can possibly imagine.
Of all the things I've seen, it's in Eric's home it will happen. And it all begins with her.
She's gone. Find her before she leaves the building.
I need to get out of here and find Herman before they do.
Oh, no, you don't. Look for the main control, maybe.
Is that you, Johnson?
Go after her!
What do you want?
I need passage.
You told me you wanted out. You and your brother.
That's actually why I'm here.
I respected your decision because I thought you respected me.
They're looking for Herman.
You want passage, huh? I'm not keeping these for you anymore. You're taking with you this time.
I won't get past this gent without a dart.
Hey, Gilbert! What's keeping you?
He's not here.
She's brave, but she doesn't know what she set in motion. I must find her
I'm all he's got, Alva. He's all I've got.
before he does.
When the meteorite struck, it unleashed a hostile disease, plunging our world into chaos. Now, we stand as guardians, fighting to protect our world and vanquish all who threaten our existence. Against all odds, we must battle mutations, traitors, and infidels. Every victory brings us closer to retaining our freedom.
Nazi have blown the bridge to the temple site. Our drone reconnaissance shows heavy defenses in the area, so watch your step. Get some defenses up and give the archaeologists time to work. I'm seeing an enormous energy spike. What is that?
Yes, the glory of 1990s RTS games is still alive in Tempest Rising. Next on our ever-growing wish list, an action-adventure RPG coming early next year finally reveals its biggest villain. And that voice sounds a bit familiar. Here's the new trailer for Eternal Strands.
All my life, I was dreaming about becoming a point. To do it alongside a renowned Weaver band, it's a chance to make history.
The Surgeborn. They've had us on our back foot for decades. Ever since our people have been in crisis.
Our Weaver band is here to help. We're ready for anything, no matter what happens.
Best to assume the worst. This could mean an all-out war.
You sure she's ready for all of this?
Your reckless conduct has unleashed an enemy that nearly destroyed us 27 years ago.
Let's not lie to each other. I like you.
Can't say the feeling's mutual. I still believe in the dream of the Enclave. If it takes us to restore it, I'm up for that challenge.
As a totally impartial observer, I think they did a great job casting that role. Our next most wanted game is from a developer who created a few quintillion planets last time around, but now is focusing on just one. Explore a fantasy world the size of planet Earth in Light No Fire. Number 12.
There is nothing more appealing to me in a video game than wandering off, and that is why Light No Fire by Hello Games is my most wanted. It's because it's a planetary exploration game where you can pick a point and just decide to go there with your friends. Humans are hardwired for exploration. It's why we went and found the Northwest Passage. Unfortunately, we found the Northwest Passage now, and we still are kind of chasing that high. But we can do that in video games, hopefully with less cannibalism. But doing that means that we can bond, we can explore, we can find more about ourselves. I'm getting poetic, but just generally I want to be able to ride a dragon around a beautiful fantasy landscape on a massive scale and maybe not have to eat my friends. And isn't that all we can hope for in video games?
What if Pablo Escobar and the cartels of the 80s had the internet? Welcome to Miami, 1985, where the cartels have more than just guns. In this world, hackers are the cartel's most dangerous weapons. And the biggest cartel's top crew is untouchable. Until now.
Okay, Vita, you got 60 minutes before Astra comes back.
The electronic crime unit has one chance. 1 hour a day to infiltrate the cartel's supercomputer and take them down from the inside. But the clock is always against you, and one wrong move could blow your cover. In Vice Undercover, no one is who they seem. coming soon to a computer near you.
Number 11. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I am so excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is a remake of one of my all-time favorite games. I'm so happy that it's gonna bring so many new fans to the series, but it's also gonna please all-time fans like me. I've made 4 games so far and currently working on the 5th one that are inspired by the series. And so you can imagine when I saw the trailers with the amazing graphics and the quality of life improvements, I just got so excited. I replayed the old ones a bunch of times already just to get ready for it. And so I hope you're as excited as I am. It's got director Nakamura, who's been with the series since MGS1, so they know what they're doing and it's gonna be amazing.
Once again, you're a one-man army in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Before we move on to our top 10 most wanted, let's check the logbook for a quick recap on everything we've seen so far.
Number 20. Perfect Dark. Number 19. Menace. Number 18. Mafia: The Old Country. Number 17. June Awakening. Number 16. Witchbrook. Number 15. Skate. Number 14. Project 007. Number 13. Atomfall. Number 12. Light No Fire. Number 11. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Time for some tactical shooting and a fair bit of backstabbing. Next up on our wish list, 3 teams of 4 battle for control of an arena in asymmetrical FPS Alara Prime.
Nullifier.
Deploying healing station.
Flash out. Sending a decoy.
Engaging cloaking device.
Capturing the uplink.
Please hold still. Retinal scan commencing. Subject identified as someone who wants to see another game trailer. Delivering trailer now.
What if all my decisions were right? What if I did the good thing? What if I don't want to change anything? And what if I was wrong?
side.
Number 10, The Thing Remastered.
This is Stephen Kick from Night Dive Studios, and we're usually not good about keeping secrets, but
I'm gonna hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least there'll be some kind of a record. We still have nothing to go on. Have you found anyone yet?
I just arrived.
See if you can find anything that'll give us an idea what happened.
Stay the hell away from me, I'm warning you.
I need your help.
I ain't going nowhere with all those things out there. Kill them, and I'll help get us out of here.
My men are dying out there.
You're out of your league here, Blake.
Trust no one. Except for me, obviously. When I tell you The Thing Remastered is out and you can play it right now.
Coming up in the show.
This will be my last entry in this log. They're coming for me. We lost everything. Because of ourselves. The world lies in ruins, and now the future is in her hands. You are our last hope, or our last threat.
You've played games where you're a football player. You've played games where you're a business tycoon. But are you ready to be a football tycoon? Manage logistics and strategy in real-world cities as you prepare for major football events in the next game on our wish list, Copper City.
Welcome to Copa City. You organize events in big cities. Invite top football clubs and meet their expectations. Promote the event. Pull in fans from all around the world. Safety is key, but don't be boring. Build an experience for fans. Fun is mandatory. Manage finances like a pro, no free samples. Prepare the stadium. Maintain your pitch. Get ready. It's your game. Host your football.
Our story began with a few steadfast companions, a dream
and a woodcutter's axe. We built some homes, farmed the land, and soon more people joined. Together, we built something beautiful. A city to be proud of. A city of which tales will be told.
That one's going straight to the top of my wish list, and something tells me our next game is going straight to the top of yours.
Nossa terra há de parar de queimar hoje.
É uma chance de reescrever a história pelas mãos do povo. Voltar e voltar até que a nossa versão seja contada.
Desista, Jagunço. A força do progresso irá reduzir canudos a pó.
Lei não é justiça. Muitos foram escravizados e explorados pela lei dos homens. Eu vou trazer nosso conselheiro de volta, nem que eu tenha que descer até o quinto dos infernos.
Number 9. Wonder Stop.
Hi, my name's Davey Reedon, and along with the rest of the team at Ivy Road, I've been creating Wander Stop, a narrative cozy game about making tea. You'll play as a former tournament fighter named Alta, who has to put her past aside in order to tend a charming shop and brew tea for its various customers. Years ago, I wrote and directed The Stanley Parable and The Beginner's Guide, and after finishing those games, I was unbelievably burnt out. I seriously thought I might never write another narrative for games ever again. And so I decided that I wanted to make a cozy game, something simple and peaceful that could heal me and restore balance to my life. And I discovered very quickly that I didn't actually know how to design a cozy game. And so suddenly the stress was piling on exactly the same as before. Something had to change. And so very slowly, piece by piece, I began taking elements of my burnout and my feelings of hopelessness, and I just put them right into the game's narrative. And then suddenly the coziness became this really interesting creative constraint. How do you tell a really unpleasant, uncomfortable story in a format designed around comfort? Typically in games like this, the protagonist is cheerfully excited to do the work. And so what if instead our protagonist absolutely did not want to be here? If she was broken and beaten down and starving for answers, could this charming little environment help heal her? And this became super interesting to me because that's what I had wanted. I had wanted to just do some pleasant work and then become all better. But healing is way more complicated than that. Healing is messy and it's bitter, and I want to know how to do it. I want to believe it's possible to leave your old self behind and become someone new, someone better than I am, someone more capable of rest and calm and inner peace. But God, it's so hard to do.
Is anyone else up for a piping hot cuppa? Drink it quickly though, because Wonder Stop is just around the corner, brewing up for March the 11th. Moving on to the next game on our most wanted list. We are so keen to play Obsidian Entertainment's long-awaited fantasy RPG Avowed. We even challenged game director Carrie Patel to answer as many questions as possible within 60 seconds. The clock starts now.
Number 8, Avowed.
My name is Carrie Patel. I'm the game director of Avowed, and I'm about to answer some rapid-fire questions.
All right, let's get into it. Carrie, what's the best thing about being a godlike in Avowed?
Getting some sick facial fronds.
Isn't there an awful lot of dying for this being the Living Lands?
If you're playing it right, yes, but hopefully it's not happening to you.
Can you tell me what difficulty options players are going to have in Avowed?
You'll get a range similar to what we offered in Pillars of Eternity and Deadfire, which is pretty broad.
So if you had to pick, what are the best weapons to dual wield?
Dual pistols.
What are the worst weapons to dual wield?
Dual maces.
Isn't bringing a gun to a sword fight kind of cheating?
Not when you have to reload after each shot. It's pretty balanced.
What about bringing a wand to a sword fight or a gunfight?
Just make sure you've got Arcane Veil.
Did any of Deadfire's sea shanties make it in as Easter eggs?
Well, you'll have to explore and find out.
What's your favorite magic item if you had to pick just one?
There is a Draconic Charm that's pretty helpful.
Carrie, when and where can I play Avowed?
You can play Avowed on February 18th, and you can wishlist Avowed right now on Xbox consoles, PC, and Steam.
Welcome to the finals, the world's greatest game show. It's showtime!
Number 7, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Hans, look at me.
For the love of God! My boy, war is a nasty business. And it is better to have your head on your neck and your foe on his knees than the other way around.
These days, we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws, and bandits roaming the country. I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
He'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Now! Are we seriously gonna wait, cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
You look like you're new to Rosewall. Things
things work a little differently here, in a good way. There's lots of buying and selling going on, of course. Food, tools, clothes, whatever that is. You can make all kinds of stuff. Gotta hire the right folks, too. There's also a whole mystery afoot. But you'll only get to the bottom of it if you can keep your shop from going under. Good luck!
Hey, don't freak out. You're in a PC Game Pass ad. Want to boot up Call of Duty Black Ops 6?
Yeah.
New games on day one. We got you. What? A cool safe house. Next! Want to pilot an Airbus around the world?
But I don't know how to fly.
Yeah, me neither. You're now cleared for PC Game Pass.
I want a new career.
F1 driver, Jedi, musician. Wibbs got Boo. This is my kind of office party.
I want an epic adventure.
Have you heard of the Great Circle?
What?
We got you.
I'm traveling the world?
Hold on to your hat. Who's next?
I want to play with all the League of Legends champions.
Riot benefits. Say less. We got you.
I meant the ones in the game?
You're in the game now. Get all this and more with PC Game Pass. You know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, we got you.
Want to access PC Game Pass right now? We are giving away 1,000 free codes so you can check out everything Game Pass has to offer for free. For a chance to win, just visit the link below.
I can't imagine what possessed you to agree to this mission.
As for the answers you seek, I can only set you on the path.
The final secrets of existence and non-existence transfix mankind with monstrous eyes.
We are to witness the divine, you and I.
May the God of Heaven inspire your heart with peculiar determination. Come the day that you must face the truth of our world.
Through songs, we summon heroes of old, honored or cursed. We are wardens of the She, gatekeepers of the other world. We are bards, druids, warriors. We are Fianna.
I knew someday
Someday I would return. But this place, this oasis, it's not how I remembered it. It's strange. The longer I stay, the more I start to believe that maybe I never left. Everyone I ever loved vanished. I came here seeking answers. And those that remain here, they won't let me have them. If I don't tread lightly, this place will become my prison.
Number 6. Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Let's talk about Death Stranding 2 on the beach, because I'm not ready. And I think that's the point. Like, do I have much patience for auteur worship? No, I don't. But do I have a favourite guy in the whole world? Yes, I do. It's Hideo Kojima. Like, whatever he's putting down, I'm picking it up. I am tangling myself in the strands. Let's do it. Because have you seen this footage? What is happening in this game? We've got a little man now that you can wear on hanging off your belt, and he's like a little puppet, and he talks, and he's moving at a different frame rate to everyone else. There's a guy whose electric guitar is a weapon that shoots lightning at people. Like, come on, let's go. I just have to know more, and I have to fight the fight and wave the flag for weirdness in game dev when everything is so homogenous. Kojima Productions are out there, just bombastic, massive swing storytelling and high concept world stuff that's like, just there isn't anything else like it. So yes, I am most excited for Death Stranding 2 on the beach coming out in 2025.
We are this close to reaching the top 5, people. But first, a quick recap of the most wanted games we just revealed. At number 10, the restoration of a 2002 horror classic, The Thing Remastered, which is out right now. Percolating at number 9 is cozy tea shop sim Wonderstop, while Obsidian's fantasy RPG Avowed cast a spell at number 8. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 galloped into the 7th slot, and Death Stranding 2 on the beach bridges the gap at number 6. There are only 5 more games left, so let's get...
You feel an unmistakable urge to take a break from the most wanted list.
I have this strange urge to take a break from the show right now.
You feel a powerful compulsion to open the company checkbook and write a bonus check for the show's narrator, Amelia Tyler.
Amelia is doing such a great job narrating the show. I think I'll write her a bonus check.
The amount is 10 great British pounds.
I'll give her a bonus of 10... What? Look, Amelia, I've got to say, you are in complete control of the narrative here. You could ask for way more than £10.
The amount is 12 pounds.
Okay, that is a little better, but it could be a lot more, seriously.
You feel an intense longing to mail this check at your earliest convenience.
I could mail it right now.
Maybe this weekend, if it's not too much trouble.
I will mail your £12 this weekend.
You feel a compelling urge to return back to the show and tell the audience nothing. Number 5, Grand Theft Auto 6.
So, the first ever GTA game I remember playing was Grand Theft Auto Vice City on the PS2, and with Grand Theft Auto 6, baby, we're coming back to Vice City! Ah! I always enjoy the freedom to explore in open world games, and as a Floridian myself, I cannot wait to travel throughout all the familiar cities I know, and cause nothing but chaos. I am the Chaos Queen after all. Also, we have our first ever female protagonist. Hello, I am so excited to see how our story plays out. I cannot wait.
Number 4, Slay the Spire 2.
I've worked in procedural and roguelike games for a long time, and obviously I very much enjoyed Slay the Spire. But I'm mostly curious about Slay the Spire 2 because the first one kicked off a whole new excitement and chapter of indie games with deck building. And so I feel like as a designer, I have to play Slay the Spire 2 just to be conversant in what the next chapter of games might look like.
Before we reveal the 3 games sitting at the top of our most wanted list, let's recap everything we've seen so far.
Judas. Killing Floor 3. Control 2. Crescent County. Citizen Sleeper 2. Perfect Dark. Menace. Mafia the Old Country. Dune Awakening. Witchbrook. Skate. Project 007. Atomfall. Light No Fire. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. The Thing Remastered. Wonder Stop. Avowed. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. Grand Theft Auto 6. Slay the Spire 2.
It has been a monster of a show, and we're now on the hunt for our last 3 games on the most wanted list. Hey, that's a pretty big hint for the wild game that's sitting at number 3.
Number 3. Monster Hunter Wilds.
モンスターハンターアートディレクターの藤岡かなべです。よろしくお願いします。そうですね、ワールドが結構多くの人に手に取ってもらえることっていうのは僕たちにとってもすごくそのモンスターハンターで僕たちが大事にしているゲームデザインとか、表現力っていうのが世界の方にこうすごく理解してもらえるものだっていうのは自分たちにとってもすごく自信になりました。ワイルズの方は本当にさらにそのモンスターハンターでワールドで評価してもらった部分っていうのをさらに拡張して、よりそのワールドで興味を持ってもらった人にしっかりモンスターハンターのファンになってもらうっていうのを、心がけて制作しました。大型モンスターの描き方としてもすごく幅を持たせたいっていうのはワールドからの、僕たちの欲望というか要望が出てきたので、今回は大型モンスターであってもその群れをなすっていうので数をかなり出したいっていうのがあって、で最初の頃からその群れの制御だったり、群れ同士がぶつかり合った時にどう個々が動いていくのかとか、そういったところはかなり力を入れて検証していきました。分かりやすいところで言うと傷がついてそのついた傷を狙っていくっていう、ダメージを上げるためにその傷を狙っていくっていう遊びが、今までのモンスターの弱点部位を狙っていくっていう部分とさらにその傷ができた場所を今度は狙っていこうみたいな、その大きな流れの中にまたその小さな流れみたいなものも出てくるので変化が出てくるので、やっぱりその常にこう狙いが変化していくっていう遊びは今までにないその、プレイングになってると思いますし、こう楽しそうにプレイしてるってもらってるっていうのはやっぱり いつでも大事にしたいというか、そこがやっぱり一番嬉しいところで、やっぱその上手に遊べない、アクションゲーム苦手そうな人でも楽しそうに遊んでるとか、うまくなんていうか、例えばモンスターにやられてしまってもなんか楽しそうにしてるとか、うろうろしてるだけで楽しそうにしてるなとか、なんかそういういろんなその人その人のいろんな見方でいろんな楽しみを見出してくれてるのを見ると、やっぱりモンスターハンターでいろんなところにこだわって、皆さん本当に皆さんの応援のおかげで20年ずっと作り続けることができたっていうのは本当に感謝ですし、その20周年そういう人たちに対してもしっかり届けたいものとして作り込んだワイルズが、20周年っていう大きなモンスターハンターにとってもすごく、メモリアルな年に出せたっていうのも僕たちにとってもすごく、感慨深いものがあります。
This is the first time in the series that a Monster Hunter game will have a simultaneous launch on consoles and PC. So please, join me in the largest celebratory fist pump in PC gaming history. Monster Hunter Wilds launches in February 2025. Yeah! Now, 30 years after his first appearance, the hero of our next game is still changing and evolving. When we last saw him in 2020, he was bouncing around like Mario and swinging around like Spider-Man. But in his next adventure, he's flinging a shield like Captain America and using a cannon that fires shredded skulls like, well, like a Doomslayer. Our number 2 most wanted game is Doom, The Dark Ages.
Number 2. Doom, The Dark Ages.
So unlike these motherfuckers, I actually saw new gameplay of Doom, The Dark Ages back at QuakeCon this year, and surprise, surprise, it looks sick. It is darker, it is more grounded, it's brutal. I saw the Slayer riding a dragon, I saw him piloting a mech, I saw a goddamn double-barrel plasma rifle. I think it has definitely taken both the criticisms and the praise from 2016 and Eternal to heart here. So have faith and let them cook. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing, we're getting more Doom.
Flails, chain shields, and dragon riding. How does every new Doom game manage to get even more metal than the last? You'll be able to say hell yeah to Doom, The Dark Ages in 2025. Oh, don't worry. This time it's not a containment breach, zombie outbreak, or teleportation accident. That sound just means that we've ranked 24 games and there's only one left on our most wanted list. Are you ready for one more turn? Like Monster Hunter and Doom, The Dark Ages, our number 1 most wanted game is the newest entry in a legendary series that's been around for a heck of a long time. Or should I say, a hex of a long time. Among the dozens of exciting games up for consideration, this is the game that received the highest voting totals from our expert council of developers, critics, and content creators. The council is in agreement, and here it is at last. Our most wanted game.
And now for our number 1 most wanted game, Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Dear Firaxis Games, our eminent council have been hard at work building a definitive list of the most exhilarating and anticipated PC games on the horizon. Assembled from more than 80 of the most talented game developers, prolific content creators, and heralded game critics, we gave them one assignment. Using the wisdom that they have gained from weathering the tumultuous ages of the games industry, the council have decreed Sid Meier's Civilization 7 to be the most wanted game of 2024. Wishing everyone at Firaxis Games a successful launch, and once again, congratulations to our most wanted game of 2024. With profound admiration, the Council. For us, it's very important that a new chapter in the Civilization franchise has to be sort of just as epic as the game is. We can't just iterate a teeny little bit in certain areas, polish up the graphics. That's not worthy of another chapter in the Civilization story. If you look back over the whole course of the franchise, has been a constant is that each major new version does innovate and does take a few things that maybe were standard and were established and goes ahead and uproots those in the service of getting to the next major milestone for the series. We had a lot of data that people would play Civilization games and they would never get all the way to the end. They just wouldn't finish them. And so we wanted to do whatever we could, whether it was reducing micromanagement, restructuring the game, really address that problem directly. So there are a lot of little systemic refinements that we've gone through, and by and large, most of them thoughtfully look at where the player is investing their time and think about whether there's a better way to make that a little bit more streamlined. So one of the big foundational changes in Civ 7 is that you don't stick with a civilization throughout the entire course of the game. We have introduced the concept of ages that break the game up into chapters. Now you're always picking a civilization that was an empire at the height of its power during that specific period of history.
And so we have to think about what is going on at different points in the world at different points in time. And once we kind of get those broad sense of global dynamics down, who are the major world powers here? Who are the big influences on the global stage at each one of these points in history? That's really a place where we can build a composite picture of the processes and dynamics that are kind of co-creating and shaping the world.
We felt like for the big core historical Civ experience, breaking it up to 3 chapters was the right way to dig deep into making that the best representation of that chapter of history that we possibly can. We're challenging players to not look at the history of an empire as something that started in 4000 BC, made it to the present, and is going on without end. It's not really very reflective of the way things work in real history. You know, you have twice during the game where you're going to make a big decision, a big possible strategic pivot to a different empire. Now there's so many different combinations, and you can choose, you know, science civs from different places in the world and link them together for your playthrough, and we have to figure out how those attach to leaders, which aren't necessarily hardwired into civs anymore. But that all just becomes part of the long journey that you have building up your empire, and it does feel like one continuous journey, and that civ moment to moment, one more turn gameplay, we've made sure that we've got plenty of that still baked in there. Personally, have found all sorts of different unique ways to start my game and then evolve it as I get to make those choices of additional civilizations, and I think our fans are really, once they try it out, gonna love that. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is coming to PC, Mac, and consoles on February 11th, 2025.
There you have it. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is our most wanted game. And even better, it's right around the corner. The new age of Civ begins on February 11th. And that's our show. Your wish list is no doubt packed with great games thanks to the tireless work of our experts on the council. And remember, you can find every single game on today's show in one handy location by visiting PCGamer.com/wishlist. 2025 is already looking like a stellar year for PC gaming, so we're excited to invite you to join us for another PC gaming show in June. And of course, we'll cook up another edition of Most Wanted next year too. Until then, I'll be in the lab with dozens of our top scientists.
Warning, containment breach.
With a few of our remaining scientists.
Alien mutagen released.
With one mutated scientist.
Security systems compromised.
On second thought, I think I'm going to put myself on ice until the next show. Thanks for watching.
Sealing cryo-containment chamber.
Please remain seated until the PC gaming show
Does that work though? If I didn't mess up the line. Okay.
Hello, PC gaming editors. It is I, Day9. I'm here to record my segments. Okay, what the f? Drink some sewage out of this jar. Oh, all right. Anything for content.
So now you're a movie vlogger and shrimp. Sorry. God.
Oh, golly, doctor. I inhaled my own spit.
I feel like I need to burp, but it doesn't want to come. Let's go.
Horror games.
We're going to drop into proximity chat with someone who spent their fair share of time in sandbox horror games.
I really like horror games. What is it with you interns and jump scares?
Blah, blah, blah. That's a pretty waveform. I'm being an idiot. Is that what you're calling it? A mouthful? Snake eater? Sorry, I'm a child. I shouldn't be allowed around adults. Or other humans in any way, of any age.
I do my own stunts. I'm the Tom Cruise of the PC Gamer. Your wish list, fuck, I can't do wish list. I'm so sorry. What is, oh my gosh.
Showing us that nothing, showing us there's nothing, showing us there's nothing. Upscaling with DLSS.
And I'm not just saying that because our scientists are part of the same union as James Bond. Oh, I actually said James right. I second-guessed myself. Bloody hell. I'm going to seal up the lab and take a long weekend. Thanks for watching. Oh, shit, that was so bad. No.